If you're just joining us for Seasonal Flavors, we have a special guest today. We have a special episode today on April 6th. And here we are with Andia Xouris from Andia's Ice Cream. Yay. And she is my neighbor to the east here in North Carolina. And she has 4 shops, correct, in the Raleigh-Durham area. And we're working on our second and third shop here in the Triad area. So we kind of doing a sister show here today. So we're so glad you're here. And we are going to get ready to make a couple ice creams. Explain a little bit about what you're going to be making.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be here. And I am so grateful to have Brian by my side, the expert resident here with the ice cream series. Very excited to be here. Yes, today we're going to do something different. Okay. I want it to be a little bit more adventurous, up our game a little bit in a way that we'll see if it's going to work out, Brian. I mean, this is live, so you never know.
Live TV, live.
We are going to do a fig and goat cheese. We're going to make a homemade fig compote. We'll talk a little bit about how to make compotes. You can make any kind of a compote. Okay. We're going to do a cheese ice cream base, right, with a 16%. But you could do it with 14%, adjust it a little bit, but we'll talk about that.
Yep.
And then we're also going to make my version of tiramisu using our custard base. So we also do an egg base. So we'll do that as well. And yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm ready to go.
Let's get going.
All right. Amazing.
We'll gear up with our gloves.
Okay.
Just so those viewers at home know, we've already sanitized our machine, so we're ready to go on that front. But now we're going to get ready to mix our magic ingredients.
Do it. Let's do it. Okay. We're going to start with our fig and goat cheese for a couple of reasons. One, we're going to start cooking the fig compote. That's going to take a little bit of time, so I figured that would be a good place to start. But also, we're also just using a plain 16% base. And of course, you guys know, and Brian talks about it all the time, that you always want to start with the one that has the less allergens if you're making batches back to back. And also, that also is like the whiter base that's going to move on to the next one. Of course, we always rinse our machine in between, absolutely, but you still have to be careful with cross-contamination, etc. So we are starting with our dried figs because real figs are very expensive and a little bit harder to find, especially here in North Carolina. We're not in Italy, unfortunately, where we can get fresh figs all the time. That would be nice, though, wouldn't it?
Would be.
So we're starting with 200 grams of dried figs, and I'm going to just chop them up. It's a pretty fast process, Brian, but we're going to cook them down. But we're just going to do this really quickly.
Is there any size that you have felt where they've cut better to work?
That's a great question. I mean, honestly, they're not that easy to find. The ones that I've always found are just these. They're the Turkish figs. These are from Whole Foods. Okay. You can get them at Trader Joe's.
Yep.
But these are the only ones, and I've never been able to find them frozen. So that would be easier, actually, because it'll make the process a little bit faster because they don't have to cook them down. We're going to cook them down because we want to soften the skins and then turn it into a beautiful compote. And of course, figs also have a very high sugar content, so we'll talk about that as well as we're making them. But that's simple. We're just going to put them in here.
And folks at home, if you have any questions, just send them in the chat. Or if you feel comfortable enough in unmuting, you're welcome to ask us with your own voice. But we're here to answer some questions as we do this too, so feel free.
Yes, please chime in.
She just finished cutting the figs. She put them in the pot. And we were talking a little bit about the difference between 14% and 16%.
Yes.
So you were mentioning that the 16% does take a little bit more cheeses and flavoring.
Exactly.
Can you tell us why?
Yeah. So it basically, the higher butterfat obviously masks the flavor, right?
Yep.
So you now need to amplify the flavor to be able to have it to come through on your palate, right?
Right. And if you're using even less than 14%, 12%, 10%, just again, you're going to have to play with that flavor profile you like, test it, taste it, and see what you like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to pick this up so I could show everybody really quickly, but we have can you see that? It's our chopped up figs, and I put 1 cup of water in there.
Just going to say that.
There we go. We're going to put it back on. And we're just going to let it simmer for maybe 7 to 8 minutes.
That's all?
Okay. Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good.
We just want those fig skins to soften up a little bit before we add our other ingredients. But this is a great base recipe, Brian, to do any kind of compote.
Okay.
So we do a lot of berry compotes. We do.
So just to stop you, so the amount of fruit stays about the same. Amount of water the same, or is
About
that
the-
based on the fruit?
Yes, about the same on the water. What's going to adjust depending on the type of fruit that you use is the sugars, right?
Okay.
How much sweeter does it need to be?
Okay.
Right now, of course, we're doing dried figs. They have a lot of sugar.
Okay.
So we're using, and we'll go through, we're going to put some corn syrup, a little bit of dextrose, and some lemon juice.
Okay.
If you're doing berries, you want to up your sugar, whether you add corn syrup, you could do dextrose, you can do trimoline. So they're all very similar in sweetness. And
Okay.
what they're doing is the cooking down is going to help, of course, evaporate the water, right?
Right.
To make it become thicker and also to take out some of the iciness that you would get.
Right.
Although, unfortunately, with berries, I'm sure you've experienced too. I think we've all been through that where you're getting an icy berry in your ice cream. It's hard when you're freezing something. So we add these amazing sugars that help keep it, soft and hopefully not as icy, right? But you do have to play around with it.
Okay.
But because we're using dried figs today, the process is would be typically a little bit longer because because we're starting with a hard fruit, we want to soften it up, give it a little bit more time. And then I'm going to immersion blend it all together at the end, okay? And of course, we have to always let it cool down, right?
Right.
While that's happening, why don't we start making our base?
Okay.
So here we have our 16% regular
dairy base.
Yep. I guess that's what we would call it. But again, you could alter it, you could change it, whatever works for you. You just have to adjust your numbers probably. But we're doing a goat cheese ice cream, and I like to be as authentic as I can to our recipes. I love number one savory ice cream. That's like my favorite thing.
Yep.
So today we're doing this cheese series, I'm calling it, because we're doing big goat cheese here, as well as some cream cheese, and then over there when we do our tiramisu, we're going to do our mascarpone cheese, right?
Yeah.
So, but the tanginess of the cheese is my favorite thing. I love it. So this is a goat cheese. We're putting 272 grams of goat cheese. Now, with this recipe, you could do all goat cheese.
Okay.
That's okay. It's just goat cheese is incredibly expensive, right? So today we're doing a very small batch with our small maestro, but when we're doing it for our shops, we're doing 10 liters at a time. And to do that much goat cheese is crazy expensive. So we put a little bit of cream cheese instead, which is more affordable, easier to find. And it's still going to give us that tangy flavor that we're looking for.
Okay.
Put those two in there. And while we're waiting for this to cook down, I'm going to stir it one more time. All right. Let's do a little immersion blending.
Okay.
And I've seen you use this sucker on TV.
My Roku friend.
I've watched. What's that? Okay. This over here. Yes. All right. Ryan, let's do it.
So, first question I see is, what was the second type of cheese added to the base and the quantity?
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
So first we added 272 grams of goat cheese, and then we added another 136 grams of cream cheese. And of course, this is for a very small batch, obviously.
So and that was the next question too, is how much cream cheese we added.
Yep.
So we added that.
Okay.
36.
And again, you could adjust them, right? Obviously, I do that just for savings. And also, I mean, it's just easier to find cream cheese. So it's more affordable to make a larger batch. But you could do all goat cheese. That's totally fine as well. You could also do all cream cheese, and you're going to get a little bit of a different flavor.
Okay.
But you can do that as well.
I was going to ask. Yep.
Could you absolutely. All cream cheese? Yeah. So would you like to start freezing it? Because we're going to go through the process, or should we wait a second? It's up to you.
No, we're good. That's going to be done in about 7 to 8 minutes. Usually maybe a little longer. This is the first batch of the day, but this will be ready. So are you ready to fold in everything?
Good question.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little movie magic today.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to tell a little secret. Because the fig compote is going to be too hot.
Yes.
And typically we have to cool it overnight or at least for a few hours.
Okay. So we cook it for 7 to 8 minutes.
Yep. And we're going to go ahead and add everything else.
You're going to add in everything else. And then you're going to cool it down and let it age.
That's right.
Basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna let it
Thicken up
come up
too.
to exactly. It'll
Yeah.
thicken up. It'll come to so because we're not going to do that today, we've already made some in
Right.
advance.
Magic of TV, folks.
So, however, we can kind of play it out. This is going to be ready in another 30, 60 seconds.
So what are you looking at to see if it's
So
ready?
it's evaporating. Can I lift it up again? I'm going
Yep.
to show you guys really quickly. The water is starting to evaporate, right?
Yep, definitely.
And you can see they're expanding, right? So they're getting fuller because now they're absorbing the water.
What are
They're
you
cooking
cooking?
down.
What are you cooking that on? Sorry. What are you
That's
cooking
okay. A medium, like on the induction stovetop, it's like 310,
Okay.
320.
All right.
But it depends if you're doing a gas stove or if you're doing electric.
Medium heat.
We use induction stovetops at our production facility as well. Just a medium heat. Soften it up. The figs are absorbing the water and they're expanding and softening up.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to let that go another 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to add everything else. While that's finishing up, let's go ahead and combine these ingredients that are going afterwards. So I'm using corn syrup.
Okay.
People have mixed opinions about corn syrup. It's a great ingredient for ice cream because it does, give it that mouthfeel that we want.
And this isn't high fructose corn syrup.
This is regular corn syrup.
There's a difference too. Corn syrup is actual natural occurring, right? It's the high fructose corn syrup we kind of want to stay away from.
Yeah. And then if you could pass me that pink spatula.
Sure can.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I come with my own pink spatulas. I love the color pink. So we're going to add to our 80 grams of corn syrup. We're going to add 20 grams of lemon juice. Okay. The lemon juice is going to brighten any fruit, no matter what fruit compote you're making. You can go ahead and add a little bit of lemon juice to it. We're going to stir them really nicely together till they combine. Okay. And once that happens, we will add dextrose. Now, you don't have to add the dextrose. I do it just for a little bit more malleability. Is that a word? I don't really know, but I just made it up maybe.
But we'll probably translate that to scoopability for us, right?
Scoopability, okay. Perfect. Yep. Scoopability, and also it'll have a better mouthfeel. It'll get rid of any chance of having any iciness in the fruit. It'll get rid of that. So the freezing temperature, it makes it where it won't freeze, right?
Right.
I'm going to turn this off.
Because if you're adding this as a variegate, right, is basically what you're doing, swirl in. You don't want that to be a frozen ribbon of fig that you meet when you're scooping, and so. That's
perfect explanation. This is why you are here.
That's why.
This is why you are here with me, to explain things. Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah. So this will keep a very nice scoopability, great feel. And also, like for me, I have a problem with like icy fruit in my ice cream. Mm-hmm. So the dextrose will help keep that from happening as well. Okay. Good. All right, guys, I turned off my figs. You can see.
They cooked down fast.
They cooked down. This is not a very large quantity, right? So if you're doing obviously a bigger batch, you're eating a lot more.
Right.
This is actually 2 times this.
Okay.
So you guys are going to have to adjust it and decide on how much you want to add to your flavor. I don't want too much compote inside of this specific flavor. I want the goat cheese ice cream to shine. But anyway, once my figs are fully absorbed in the water and the skins are soft, I'm going to I took them off the heat, and I'm going to add my little mixture here. Put all that goodness in there. I'm going to give it a stir. Put these over here, get them out of our way. I'm going to give it a stir. Then I'm going to put this back on for literally just 30 seconds, just to make sure that there's nothing that hasn't dissolved or there's any reason for it to worry about anything not working out. And then once I give it a nice stir, let it sit for a second, I'm going to turn the heat up a tiny bit. So I'm going to put it at about 350 just for 30 seconds, not long.
Okay.
Then we're going to immersion blend it.
Okay.
And that'll really make it into a nice, beautiful compote. Again, when you're doing a berry compote, or you're doing, what's another soft fruit that we could do? Like we do, all kinds of compotes. I'm trying to think. I know I can't think. I know, like all the berries. You guys give us some suggestions. What other compotes could we do? Let's think this through.
Blueberries, blackberries.
All the berries. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, well, do like an orange compote, but the orange has a skin.
Mango.
Mangoes is a really good one as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a softer fruit as well, or
I,
peach compote, or
Yep.
any of those that don't have a hard skin on the outside, and that you can
Fibrous
get them.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get them frozen. If you can get them frozen, even easier. Because these are dried, it's going to take an extra step. You could do so. Okay, here's another one that we do in a similar process. We do an apricot compote.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
So apricots are harder to find fresh if they're not in season, and also more affordable to buy them dried, right? So you buy them dried and you go through that same process as this. All right, we said 30 seconds. That's about it.
Yeah.
Boiling a little bit again, okay? And now I brought my little KitchenAid from home because this is not a big pot. I'm going to try not to splatter you, okay? So if I splatter you, I'm so sorry in advance. But let me see if I could go like this to show you guys. But I'm basically, what I want to do is I want to really chop up those skins, right? Can you guys see that? Okay. So fast and easy, right? It's really not,
It's really
not that difficult. So
it smells great here too.
So I was born in Cyprus, a little island in the Mediterranean, and figs were our thing. I mean, you would pick the figs right off the tree, and there it's not a problem. You can find hundreds of pounds of figs, just like in Italy.
Wow.
When they make the fresh fig gelato or whatever, it's just much easier to find it over there. But of course, we live here, which we love where we live.
Great little spatula tool for that.
Thank you.
Getting in there
I
too.
know. Love it. I have every tool you can imagine, Brian.
Yeah.
In my kitchen. Okay, y'all. So here we are. So far, so good, right? So we see our compote. The very last step, and again, this is optional, but I like to add a little bit more acidity to it just to bring out an extra oomph of flavor. The lemon juice did a great job of brightening it, but for me, I really wanted to add a little bit of flavor, right? Because the lemon juice is not really bringing the flavor profile I'm looking for.
Popping the fig fruit.
Thank you. Well said. So we're going to use a little bit of balsamic. I'm going to give it a shake. Open it up, and all it is literally a half a teaspoon. That's all we need. You don't want to put too much because then you're going to overpower it. But balsamic pairs really, really well with fig.
Could they put this mix in a soft serve machine?
Ooh.
If you put this mix would not go through a soft serve machine, especially if it's a pump, because of the seeds in the fig. They're going to get caught in your gears or your pump. Gravity fed, I would be hindrant to do that as well. Now, if you're using this as let's say a topping, could you use this as a topping?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you did a soft serve base with cheese in it, again, if you have a heat treatment process in your machine, such as Carpigiani's do, the cheese might not do well in a soft serve machine. So I would caution against that unless you're running it for like one batch, one day. It's not going to go through the heat process. You could probably get away with like a one-day special running the base. Now, 16% won't go through a soft serve machine unless it's been like tailored to that.
Yes, that's way too high.
Too high.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to try this with a 10% soft serve, that would be a very premium soft serve mix that you could throw something like this together.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with any goat cheese flavorings, natural from like Green Mountain Flavorings or one of the other flavoring companies that has modeled that at all?
You know what? To be completely honest, I would use a little citric acid.
Okay.
So you have to be careful because it will thicken it up immediately. So typically you're going to put the citric acid right into the machine or right before you're putting into the machine. Or lemon juice, I mean, it's really the same thing, right? The acidity is going to it's going to bring out that tanginess in the ice cream.
Okay.
So I wonder, I'm not familiar with soft serve at all. Can you put a tiny bit of the actual goat cheese and then some citric acid to bring it out, or no? I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Again, that goat cheese just being in the machine with a heat treatment process probably would not go well.
Okay.
But that's why I'm saying if we tried to kind of flavor it as such, I didn't know if there was any place out there that had that kind of flavoring to match.
That's a great question.
If not, Stan, and you're listening, there's a challenge for you, right,
That's
Stan?
Right. Green Mountain is the best. If you don't know Green Mountain, he is our guy.
He's our guy.
Stan is the man.
We need a goat cheese flavoring.
He might have one.
He may have one.
I would not be surprised. Yeah.
But anyways, to kind of just for those soft serve people that are trying to get that upper hand in soft serve, that's a huge industry for everybody. I would be very cautious to run that through a machine that's going to heat treat it. If you're not heat treating, it's constantly staying chilled, you're fine. I would
Yeah.
imagine this paste would be fine in that. You just would not want to put the seeds through a pump machine because it's going to ruin that for you.
Definitely, yeah. And the same with a batch freezer, really. I mean, not that, of
Yeah.
course you can put them through, but it's a hassle afterward,
No,
right? We talk
no.
about that with strawberries too. If
Strawberry,
you're running
raspberry.
anything that has a seed in it, and of course you guys can see that the seeds are in there, right? You can see that. You can put it through, of course, and it'll come no problem. You could extrude it no problem.
Yeah, right.
Will it get
Tiny
stuck in
enough.
the blades? Will it get stuck in? I mean, it's
You have
a
to do
hassle to clean
thorough
up, but
cleaning afterwards.
yes,
You keep
for
going,
sure.
but
Yeah,
it's
for sure. Who does?
cream cheese.
Oh, there you
Okay,
go.
They do have the cream cheese, so you could
Okay.
go back to what you were saying, make it all
Absolutely.
with cream cheese.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Similar profiles, right?
I think I've
Very
had a
different.
cream cheese soft serve too.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right. So
All right,
now
Ms.
we're
Moore.
ready to process
Let's
this.
do it. Let's
All
put
right.
it in our sanitized machine.
All right. We'll go ahead and put her in.
All right, here we go.
Make sure your doors are closed. Yep.
Yeah. Gonna let it spin for a second before we turn it on. So we want to make sure we did a good job emulsifying it, immersion blending it well together. But just to be extra safe, I gave you a spatula to use if you need it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. I love having this guy around. This is perfect. When Carpigiani called and asked me to do this class, I'm like, will Brian be there? He has to be my side gig. So thank you so much, Brian, for being here.
You're welcome. I wouldn't want to miss it.
Oh my gosh.
I learned too. That's the nice thing about all this business is we learn as we go, don't we?
I've learned so much from watching your videos, honestly, all the little tricks that you share. So hopefully I can do the same for you guys today. Amazing.
All right. Think we're good?
So let's give it, here, I'll take this.
Okay.
Let's give it a stir a little bit before we
All
freeze
right.
it, if that's okay.
So in that case, I'm just going to do the clean process on the machine, let it run a couple swirls, like what Andia wanted. We can go ahead and stop that. Is that enough swirl?
Sure.
Okay. And then we're going to go ahead into our ice cream freezing. Yeah. Before we start, yeah.
Make your own ice cream base from your store?
No, we don't. We actually buy from Meadowvale as well. We do a 16%. It's a proprietary blend that we do. And you'll see as well, we use a 16% from Meadowvale, an egg from Meadowvale, a custard base, and then we also use their coconut milk, which I know you've talked about. I have not tried their pea protein. I know you love it, but that'll be next for us to try the pea protein.
You will love it. You will love it.
Meadowvale is an excellent company to work with. Classic Mix is a great company. There's a lot of awesome mixed companies in the United States.
So we were talking earlier before the show started. She's used to making this on a high overrun machine, a beater. We have a low overrun beater in this machine. This is our Maestro machine. It's set to do a gelato style ice cream or gelato. Basically, we don't want to get confused the two. They are different. That's why she said this is live TV. We're going to make it for the first time on low overrun. So it may come out a little more dense than she's used to, but we'll kind of deal with that one. So we're going to go ahead and get it started here. And I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, lower that.
Guys, I am nervous. Yes. What's our question? So we try to do about 30% overrun. We have the 1002 and we use the ice cream blades, but we try to do a thicker product. We do a super premium base. So we try to do about 30 to 40% overrun. What do you guys do?
I have measured mine and actually for ice cream, 14% we run. So we come out sometimes in the 60-70% range.
Great product.
Yeah.
That's a great product. Yeah. We do a super thick now. With the gelato plates, we might be a little too thick today. So
I didn't process it so long. So
it's going to work out. It's going to work out just fine. If not, we're all going to learn together as we go.
That's right.
That is
still be good. It'll still
be great. But that is honestly, when we bought our 1002 machine, we bought both blades. So we have the gelato blades and we have the ice cream blades.
Have you used the gelato blades at all?
We've done them for a few different flavors. Okay. So I think you play around and you decide. Yeah. Sometimes the gelato blades can make it a little bit too buttery for us.
Right.
So you learn as you go.
And you got cheese.
It's a toy.
So
this one has cheese.
Yeah, a little concern on the cheese today, just because it's in there. We're going to eating it so much. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about cheese and ice cream. Actually,
yeah, please do.
Because it was something that I had to learn how to work with. Because of course I love that cheese adds texture. Right? It's going to make it a thicker texture. It's going to add that tangy flavor that I love. And I want to try to make my ice cream flavor as authentic to the actual savory treat that I'm trying to replicate, right?
Right.
So, and that's
what was,
how
I
I
was
do
going to
that.
ask you that. I'm glad you
Yeah.
said that. What's the inspiration? I think you touched on it,
Yeah.
but can you explain to us again the inspiration for this particular flavor?
Okay. So when I started my business 11 years ago, I
Okay.
was doing a lot of wholesaling to local restaurants. And one of the restaurants in the Raleigh area that's very well known, and it's my favorite, and I'm Greek, so this is really good Greek food, by the way, if you are in the Raleigh area, it's called Kipos.
Okay.
It's
I'll
owned
remember
by the
that when I go.
Giorgio's group. Yep, it's in Chapel Hill. It's been around for a very long time. And so I approached them to make ice cream that was Greek inspired. I mean, it was a
Okay.
natural fit for me. That's where I'm from. So we did a trio of flavors. We did my rose pistachio,
Okay.
which is my all-time favorite flavor.
I've had that. It's very good.
Yeah. Thank you. We did our baklava,
Okay.
and then they needed something different and a little bit savory. So what goes better, you know, than with goat cheese than fig, or
Right.
what goes better with fig than goat cheese?
Okay.
So it just became a natural thing. And that's honestly how a lot of my flavor inspiration came from.
Okay.
These different chefs who wanted me to create something for them, right?
Yes, because that's
Yeah.
exactly what I get asked all the time in my shop too. Is like, how do you come up with all these flavors? And I was like, well, we talk to people, we keep kind of follow the trends in the industry. If you go someplace, I look at dessert menus a lot
Yeah.
to see what's out there and kind of say, oh, that makes a good combination. Or
Exactly.
I'm watching something on TV, or Food Network is a great one for
Yeah.
getting great ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can do that, you know. So that's
Absolutely.
exactly how I come about with
Yeah.
them. And I just
Absolutely.
experiment with them, you know. We just have fun with them and figure it out. That's your R&D department.
Exactly.
You know, that's the fun part.
That is the fun part.
Yep.
So a little secret I want to share that I actually learned here at one of my Carpigiani classes that
Okay.
I took with Chef Baron. I wanted to show you guys. I don't even know how to say this.
Trehalose.
Trehalose.
Yeah.
Trehalose. Are you guys familiar with this sugar? Let's see if anybody knows. Have you guys heard of this before? So this is a sugar that is great to add to any savory flavors.
Okay.
Because it has a very low sweetness, okay? But it softens your ice cream, because one of the things that cheese can do, because it has a lot of fat in it, is make your ice cream thicker.
Right.
Which is what my worry is today, but it's going to work out. It's going to work out.
We're gonna.
But we did not add any of this
Yeah.
today, because I wanted to see authentically what it would turn out to be like.
But we could.
But we could. We
Okay.
absolutely could. So this is something to keep in your back pockets. It's wonderful. Like, we use dextrose in our figs because dextrose has a higher sweetness content level or whatever than trehalose. But this one is great for any like savory flavors, or anything that you don't want to change the sweetness profile to a flavor, but you just need something to make the texture a little bit softer. So keep that in mind. And you can get this on Amazon. So that's all good. I want to share that. Okay. Our ice cream is freezing.
Yep. About halfway done.
We have lots of compote here.
Okay.
When I extrude a flavor like this, I want the ice cream to shine. So the star of the show really needs to be the goat cheese ice cream, right? That tanginess.
Right.
This, just like you're doing, think about like when you're doing, I don't know, I love savory, so I do a lot of appetizers, let's say, like I love entertaining at home, and I'll do a cracker with a spread of cream cheese or a spread of goat cheese, and you want to just put like a dollop of a sweetness on it, right?
Okay.
You don't want it to be overpowering, right?
Yep.
Or a brie cheese with something else. So we're going to do a very, I'm going to snip it, and we're going to do a very thin swirl of fig compote. Okay, just a small thin ribbon
of it.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So you have a new. You want to use the same spatula?
Yes, I'll use the same spatula.
It's about.
It is.
Testing it now to see if it's ready for us.
Should we pull our pan out of the freezer?
Probably could be that. Yep.
So we're going to get, with this recipe, we're going to get one 5-liter gelato pan. Here we go. All right,
If it's
mister.
not too soft for you, we can run it a little longer.
Let's try it.
But let's go ahead and try to see
do
the
it.
extraction.
All right, everybody, fingers
That
crossed.
looks pretty
That
good,
looks
actually.
amazing.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Awesome. So I'll do a little bit on the bottom.
I'm going to try to film you a little closer here.
Amazing. I'm going to just stop it for a second.
We see that on your cameras, I hope.
Like this. Yep. I'll show you like this. So we're going to just, oh yeah, it's still beautifully thick, but I'm going to press. Can you guys see it? I'm going to press the.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to put. Awesome. And then we're going to add a swirl of our compote, okay? And I really would like to do a little bit of a rubbing in at the same time, right? There we go. Press it in a tiny bit. Now, next round.
So you're doing kind of a layering. You're not pushing it down or swirling.
Correct.
Like an inclusion we would, but here you're layering it.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, because it's just the flavor profile I'm trying to create with this particular flavor.
Now, if you were serving from a gelato pan, is that how you serve?
That is how I serve.
Okay.
Yep. This is what we do.
So do you guys cut in like a gelato cabinet?
No.
Back or do you
Nope.
scoop?
We scoop.
Okay.
Yeah. We scoop.
And you have no problem with it because you're doing thin layers, I notice.
Yep.
You're kind of doing a thin layer of ice cream or adding some ice cream and then kind of very thinly putting it out.
Yeah.
Then you're putting the compote on and then adding another layer and so forth. So every time you're scooping, you're definitely going to get some compote.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be my concern, you know, that if we don't
Yeah.
use trays, we use boxes. So I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure if I model this, how would we do that?
Yes. And again, a lot of this, and you talk about this all the time in your class, a lot of it is really personal preference, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if you guys want a lot more of the fig, go for it. If
Yeah.
you want to make it half and half, you can do that as well. This is just how my vision of this flavor as we serve it, this is how I see it.
Okay.
Okay. And of course, you know, we may get a little bit more than a full pan because we've added the volume of the cheeses in the base. So we're going to add a little bit more. Now, typically in our shops, Brian, even though we use gelato pans, we make it flat and we lid them. But
Okay.
let's see. Let's keep going here. Of course, we're at Carpigiani.
Yeah.
Let's do it a little bit gelato style. If we add a little bit of extra, of course, I certainly can't decorate a pan like
Now,
a gelato chef,
I'm
but
not a gelato chef either, so they have a knack for that.
they do. It's a skill in its own right.
It's like the lattes and the cappuccinos and all the swans and everything.
Exactly. Okay, y'all. I think I'm going to
Getting
turn
close.
this. Are we getting almost
Yeah.
done, you think?
Actually, hit the up arrow and see if you can get.
Get it faster?
Yeah. Because sometimes it gets stuck in the back of the machine and you just reach the end of your extraction period.
Amazing.
So
Do I turn it to close it
yeah,
now?
close it
Okay.
off and we'll go ahead and
All right. This
Right,
is
so-
perfect. We are like kind of almost overflowing in this pan, but that's okay. The one thing that we do in our shops, and Brian, I think you probably do the same thing, is we always want the tops to look pretty. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more of our compote.
and that's when we say the first customer that gets into this is the best because
That's right.
a lot more.
All right, that's right. And I don't want to leave it like this, right? So I'm going to just make it look pretty. I think just kind of spreading it out a little bit, and every guest will get
Yeah.
a little bit of that.
And you
Amazing.
know what it is because you can see the fig on it.
Absolutely. Now, I see that you you wipe the pan, which I'd like
And
to
you can pick
do.
up the table to do that.
that okay?
Fine, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, y'all.
We'll keep that dark.
And I use
minute.
my little
Yep, grab that one. I also have a dry one over here if you need it.
stew. Awesome. We're going to head quickly, just clean out our pan, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer because it needs to freeze.
Well, but we got to taste it first.
Ooh,
That's the
okay.
best
You're
part.
right. You're right. You're right. Let's do it. Okay, now I'm really nervous. Let's do it. Thank you.
There you go.
I get a little bit of the goat cheese and the fig. Here's to our first of many, hopefully, Brian.
That's right.
Let's see what everybody else thinks. Let's
Cheers.
I love it.
I'm not used to eating it. It's delicious.
My God,
I'm hoping it turned out for you what you were anticipating.
it's perfect. Amazing.
Very good. Yeah,
All right.
definitely got a tanginess to it
Mm-hmm.
because you get that sweet figs first, and then your finish is a little tang.
Exactly.
Okay,
That's what you
that's
want.
what you want. Yep.
And that's what's going to shine, right? Again, we're doing a savory flavor here.
Very good. Yeah, and you definitely get that cheesiness coming through even after it lingers in your mouth a little bit. That mouth feel, the cheese leaves in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Now, what would you top that with other than fig? Like, do you suggest a topping in your shop for something like that?
Honestly, no. I
No?
mean,
I
okay,
mean,
we
you done
do.
like a nut, any type of cashews in it, or
You could.
something like
That's a
that?
great idea.
Chopped cashews. I'm just.
Maybe
I
some.
always
Yeah.
have to think of what I could top
Yeah.
ice creams with.
That's
We put a
great
lot of
vision.
inclusions, like I
Yeah.
think you do too. You know, we put a lot of it into our ice cream. So some people are like, no, I just like it the way it is. But sometimes that topping is just literally the topping, the ice cream on the toppings.
Very good. And
Yeah.
maybe some fresh panna cotta, like some fresh
Yeah.
cream or
A good creamy
nice whipped
cheese
cream.
whipped cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love it.
All
Okay.
right.
So
Now we want to rinse this.
can you help
right?
me with that?
Yes.
And maybe I'll just move and get us ready for the next flavor.
Yeah, you go ahead and start that. I'll get this rinsing out.
Amazing.
Now, again, we want to rinse this because we've got that cheese base going through the machine.
Yeah.
And we don't really want that carryover from the goat cheese into the mascarpone and then the tiramisu. So we're just going to do a quick rinse on this. Again, like she said at the beginning or top of the episode, is she's going to do her egg base last. So again, if she has a production schedule, she's going to think that through, put those egg bases at the end of her production because of the egg allergen.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to push this table forward. Is that okay? So we can transition with the magic of TV. No, you know what? We locked it. There we go.
If we don't lock it, it'll roll away on us, won't it?
Exactly. All right. Is that good? Awesome. This is all Brian. He is genius. This is genius.
Far enough for you?
Yes, that's perfect.
And on to flavor 2. If we could only do this in our shops, just have it all laid out.
And
Next
then
one, the sous chef comes in, prepares it, we just make it. Next
Exactly.
one, we just make it again. All right, let me get a bucket for you
The
while you
magic
finish
of
that.
TV. Okay. So, you guys ready to go with tiramisu? So, tiramisu is a fun flavor. Over the years, I have made it many different ways. Have you guys made tiramisu? Raise your hand if you've made tiramisu. Have anybody? Yes. And I'm curious, what base do you use when you make your tiramisu?
We use just our flat 14% base.
Yeah.
We do use a tiramisu flavoring, and Pre-Gel offers a fantastic one that is true to form. I've never added any mascarpone. So again, I'm not into the cheeses, so I'm learning from you today on the cheese side of it. I've always felt like it needs that kick somehow. So that's why I'm interested to see what you're going to do with that today.
Awesome. So playing around with this, I thought about how I wanted to present it to you guys, and I wanted to do something different, right? We all put the lady fingers in, of course, that's part of a traditional tiramisu. And again, when I'm coming up with a recipe, I try to be as authentic to whatever it is that I'm making. In this case, it's a tiramisu dessert that we're turning into an ice cream flavor. So what we're going to do today is I'm doing my custard base. And I want you guys, and I'm hoping it's going to turn out with my gelato blades, but the custard base, because of the egg, it emulsifies it and it makes it fluffier and it makes it a lighter in flavor, right? And for me, a tiramisu is a very light, airy, fluffy dessert. So that's my reason for starting with my custard base. It's a 16% again, but this one has egg in it. And like Brian mentioned, Pre-Gel makes a phenomenal product. So we use their tiramisu paste. I don't know if you guys can see that, right? So we're going to use, I pre-measured it. Let me see, a little spatula here. We're going to add our tiramisu paste.
Be careful, the floor's a little wet back here.
Okay, thank you. Amazing. This stuff is really great. Another wonderful company. We're very lucky. We have a lot of fabulous suppliers around town. Even though North Carolina, we're both North Carolina, and there's not as many. I hear in the Midwest, there's a lot more. Suppliers that are available to.
But all the suppliers will be happy to ship you samples of things if you're trying them out.
Absolutely.
You can't order directly from them or through a lot of the, food
distributors.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely. Okay.
So you're using a paste. Have you ever done a tiramisu with an espresso straight up like that?
As the base?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we do coffee ice creams using espresso.
Yeah.
For the flavor profile, because really tiramisu has a pretty strong coffee flavor. For us, it works to get a stronger flavor out of the paste, right? Sometimes you just need a little something
Yeah.
extra, and flavoring is not enough, like a coffee base. If I added espresso to it, it would take a lot of espresso to pull out the flavor.
Right.
Um,
I think too, the Trigel being an Italian company, they know tiramisu.
well said.
They know the flavor, and I've heard it verbatim that they will not be satisfied with the flavor of anything they create
Yeah.
until it meets the president's qualifications.
really?
Yeah, and it's got to taste like Italy.
Oh, I
So,
love that.
yeah.
That's awesome. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn this on really quickly. We're going to
Go a few minutes.
Yeah. Here for a second.
Okay.
Would you, let's make sure it's
Yep.
not going to topple over, right?
Wow. Spot it.
So now we have a basic tiramisu base, right?
Mhm.
But I want to elevate it a little bit.
Right.
What can I do to make it a little bit more authentic? So we're going to add some mascarpone cheese.
Okay.
Again, we're calling it the cheese series, right?
Yep. This is the missing piece to me when I taste it.
Yeah.
I want that tang that that provides.
Yes.
Okay.
I love it. So we're doing 215 grams of mascarpone cheese.
Okay.
Not too much.
To the 3 liters that we started with.
Correct.
Okay.
3 liters. Yeah. So it's not too much to overpower the tiramisu flavoring, but it's going to add the texture that I want. It's going to add the little bit of the tang that we talked about.
So in your recipe that you're providing, we're providing the recipes for these folks too. So if you signed up for the series, you get the recipes. Did you make it for a 3-liter base, or did you make it per liter?
That's a great question. So I turned it in to Carpigiani
Okay.
as a 3-liter.
Okay.
But I think the magic behind the camera over there, Olivia might be able to, when you submit the recipes, do you do it per 1,000 gram or liter?
Because obviously for scaling up.
Yes, for scaling up.
You want to make sure that they know what they're looking at, because if you're starting with small batch,
that's right.
Or you want to bring it down, you got to scale it down or scale it up.
Yes.
I just want to ask that so we're aware.
Absolutely. However, and when you guys are scaling up, like I know that if I start with a quart when I'm doing test batching at home. So I'll start with a quart. When you're scaling up, it doesn't always come to be exactly the same. So you're always going to play with it. Even with my starter recipe, if you're going to use a different butterfat content, if you're going to change anything up or make it a 10-liter batch like we do at our shops, you may have to alter it a little bit. So just keep that in mind as well. So we've added the mascarpone.
Okay.
I'm going to turn this back on. So you guys are going to mute us again, I guess. I think we did it. I think we completely, hopefully blended everything up together. Do you want to sample this before it goes in?
Sure.
You want to just try it and see?
Because we should always be sampling. I need a shirt, always be sampling.
I love that. Okay, what did we do with our spoons?
I think they're on the other table.
Yeah.
Let me grab them.
Here we go. Gonna make big things happen here. Any questions, you guys, so far? Thank you.
Yeah, and when I teach somebody to make a product or a flavor in my shop, I'm always telling them taste it before, or even in our class here at FDU, I'm always saying taste the base before you put it through there, because it's always changing.
That's right.
You make it, it tastes one way here, it goes through there, comes out, it's fresh like ice cream out of the barrel. It tastes great then, it's great.
Right.
And then you freeze and you're like, this isn't what I was looking for,
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it's disappointing because it's not like what you thought it tasted like.
Exactly.
Going the way through. And it will, I call it dissipate or degrade the flavor a little bit each step.
Yeah. Sometimes it matures, sometimes it,
So that's that coffee, that tiramisu flavor.
It's a little bit of a tang.
Yeah, I'm getting a little stronger tang now.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's what I say. That was me, that's missing a little bit.
Yeah.
And I missed the trash can.
That's all good. Okay. So now we're going to freeze this. And while we're freezing this, how much time do we have?
About another 7 or 8 minutes. So if you want to prepare anything, you got to go in it because you know it's fast.
Why don't
So,
we do it? Why don't
yeah.
we hold off a second
All right.
then? Is that
Yep,
okay?
yep.
Okay, amazing. Okay, remember I said earlier, I've made several versions of a tiramisu. I like to iterate. I like to change things up, you know. I like to advance the game a little bit if I can. And I was wondering which one to present today. So I hope you all like this one. If not, let's play around with it and
Okay.
reach out. I'm happy to share other of my tiramisu recipes that I do. But for today, I wanted to do the lady fingers into a cream, right? So I've done lady fingers just dipped in the espresso and put them directly in the ice cream just like that.
Mhm.
That
Too.
works.
Yep.
I've tried doing, instead of lady fingers, I do a cake. We make a house-made vanilla cake, dip it in the espresso and put that. So like for larger chunks, because people do love chunks in their ice cream,
They
right?
sure do.
But today, there's no chunks. I'm sorry.
Okay.
There's not going to be chunks today. Today, we're
I'm
going
curious
to do.
how these lady fingers just disappear.
Yes.
Okay.
It's so cool to watch.
Disappearing fingers.
That's right. So I have about 12 ounces of espresso.
Okay.
It's cold. I want it cold because I don't want it to completely dissipate. And then I'm going to take my lady fingers. This is a lot of lady fingers. We're not going to need this many, and we're going to quickly, let me just make room here.
So this espresso is just a couple of cups of brewed espresso,
Yep.
basically. Okay.
And also,
Double strength or anything? Double shot?
actually, yes, this is
Double shot with a foam latte.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
it's an espresso brand. We love our Nespresso at home. But it does get very expensive.
Yes, it does.
So if you're doing it for a shop, a retail store, the CFO would not be happy. So, oh no, she would find out, trust me. So if you're doing it for a business, you could certainly do espresso powder. You could do cold brew, buy like ready cold
Right,
brew. You
right.
could do
Concentrate.
any variety, yeah.
Okay.
Or you could do a combination. You can get a cold brew and then add some espresso powder in it to make it stronger,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you could do anything that you want. But basically, we're going to take our lady fingers, oops, and we're going to quickly dip them. And then we're going to put them in this bowl. So we're going to dip them in our espresso. And then we're going to put them in our bowl. You see they're just sitting. Of course, they're sponge. It's like a
Yeah,
sponge cake. So
they are basically.
it quickly, you can see that the espresso's in there. All right. Dip them. And then we're going to put them in here. I don't think I need them all, but you know what? A little extra can't hurt, right? Okay. I'll do a few more. I don't think we'll take them all. Okay. So, lady fingers dipped in espresso. And now what happens is that, of course, they become super soft, right? So we're going to break them up. You can use your fingers. They're easy to use, of course, gloved hands always. But of course, when you're doing larger batches at our production facility, we have a large KitchenAid or a mixer stand or whatever, stand mixer.
Yeah, will work.
We'll use that. Break them all up.
You just do if you wanted to put them in a mixer, do you put them on like a low beating, like
Yeah.
just to kind of break them apart?
That's
Not kill them, but break
exactly.
them. Okay.
And we do that for all of our cookies. So we buy Oreos on pallets, like ready, like full cookies. And then we put them in this big table mixer, not stand mixer, I guess it's called a stand mixer.
Stand mixer. Yeah.
And it'll just do a quick little thing, or we do that with our Biscoff cookies, all the cookies. It makes it a lot easier versus our team sitting there chopping them, doing what I'm doing right now. This is not the efficient way to do things, right, Brian?
No.
Okay. So you see, because of the espresso, it doesn't take long for them to, yeah, absolutely. Can I have that rag over there? I'm going to just wipe my hands really quickly. Thank you. Messy hands are no fun. Okay, so to make it into our ladyfinger cream, we are going to add, guess what? Mascarpone cheese. So a little bit of mascarpone cheese. And let me tell you guys how much of this. That's for the base. Let me see how much. It's 150 grams. Okay. So we're adding the mascarpone cheese. And then it's a great combination. But here's another little trick that I've learned over the years. I personally don't like iciness in my ice cream, right? I mean, typically, even though why it's called ice cream, and we don't like iciness in the ice cream, whatever, right? But to remove iciness from any kind of an inclusion, you could add a little bit of icing. So this is just vanilla buttercream, okay?
Not very much either.
And no, not a lot. I'm going to add that 50 grams for this batch. And little trick too, by the way, when you are multiplying, when you are scaling it up, do not multiply 50 grams times whatever. You're not going to need that much. It's
Okay.
going to become way too sweet.
Should you go up at all on that?
You need to go enough up
Maybe
to
like
mix
10?
in. Yeah, it's so hard to say. I think a big part of being an ice cream, creator, chef, whatever you want to call yourself, like you just have to play with it.
Yep.
And
Wow.
we all love to play with our ice cream, right? So you see, we just create
almost
a
like a
cream.
ladyfinger
Mhm.
paste and almost.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not watery. It's not.
Not watery at all. Nope. It's the espresso
Yep.
that softened up the ladyfingers. We've got the
Okay.
mascarpone cheese that's going to bring a little bit more of that tangy profile that we're looking for.
Mhm.
And then it also has a little bit of the icing, and that's just to keep it from getting icy at all.
Okay.
Right.
Very good.
If you would help me, we're going to put it into this bag. I love piping bags.
And then you
My team uses them all day long. What's that?
love them and hate them because
Yeah.
now you got to try to get in there.
Yes. So a little trick, you could put it like
Yep.
this. This is dirty, but here's oftentimes what we'll do. We'll just put them on a thing. It's got milk in it, so I don't want to put it in. Here, give me that one,
It's
Brian.
got some stuff in it too, though. I'll be happy to get you another one. That one okay?
Yeah, we'll make it work. And you could just kind of run it on the rim like this, and it'll hold it open for you.
Especially if you're doing this by yourself.
Right. So this tiramisu version doesn't have any crunch in it. It's not going to have any bite, but you use ladyfingers, you said, right?
Mhm.
Do you find that they stay firm, or do they
I
still?
have done more of a espresso dip and freeze.
Okay.
So I freeze them and I pull them out of the freezer right before I include them in.
Uh-huh.
So that helps to keep them kind of that frozen.
Yeah.
You could also try coating them a little bit with a cocoa butter.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have a flavor, but it still keeps that crunch.
It keeps a
It'll
crunch.
seal it.
Exactly. Yeah, that'll do a great job. Okay. So our cream is ready. We're going to cut the bag open when we are ready to go. Let's put the
Ice cream is ready to go in.
Yep.
All right.
Going to do this first. We're going to freeze our.
Big stuff out of the way.
Thank you.
We're rinsed, so we're ready to go in.
You do it.
You pour it, yeah.
Again, using our egg base. So it'll be fun to see how different it looks with the gelato beaters. I'm excited to see. Smells amazing.
Last one turned out pretty good.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yes. The texture was great.
thick,
No,
thick,
you did a good job setting it. Thank you, Brian.
We'll try this one the same setting.
And that is the Excelente setting?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to have you turn it on.
Okay.
Thank you.
We don't need to stir this one again or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Should be good to go. I'm going to move this stuff out of here. Yeah. Nobody likes messes, right?
Yep.
All right.
Keep your work area clean.
That's right. Okay.
So while that's processing, are there any other questions that have come up to you or something you're thinking of you'd like to share out?
So I'll put some new ones on.
Tiramisu. It's a Italian dessert. Do you know anything more about it other than that?
It's layered with, I can see it.
Lady
It's got
fingers
like,
usually,
yeah,
right?
it's got a very light cream, coffee flavored.
What about the
cocoa
chocolate?
powder.
Ah, you got that covered.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to add at extrusion. This is a tricky one.
Okay.
Got to move fast because we're going to do 2 things at extrusion, which is a little complicated. At our production facility, I don't know how you guys do it, but we have what my team refers to as twofers. A twofer is when you need 2 people to help at
Oh, yeah.
extrusion.
Yeah.
So
We don't always have that. No. That would be nice.
it's a you're getting there. You're getting there.
No, I mean, it's just like when I'm making it and I have like 2 or 3 inclusions I have to put in at the same
Okay.
time, I'm like, okay, stop. Yeah, you have to learn to work quickly and
Yes,
swiftly.
you do. And I think over there I was a little slow with the fig and goat cheese because I did see it to start get a little bit soft.
That's okay.
So that's okay.
Okay. And I'm letting
Okay.
her do it that way, folks, because you can see it at home. Because yes, I could be a twofer for her, and come over here and help her because I know what it's like. But I said, why don't we show it like if you
That's
don't
right.
have that luxury,
That's right.
that you can actually have to do it yourself because it is part of doing it yourself is the idea.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If you're trying to get something so complicated that it takes 2 or 3 people to make, then maybe it's not productive.
Yeah. Or a great place to start,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
For sure.
exactly.
Yeah. So when it comes out, what we're going to do is we're going to cut a hole in this one. But we'll do layers again.
Okay, so
But with
same process.
The same idea. With this one, I'm going to do maybe smaller layers. That one we only got like 2.5 layers in.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try to extrude a little bit less at a time so that I can do like
slow it down.
maybe. Yes,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Okay.
Okay. He's going to show me how to do that.
Yep.
And then we'll do like thinner layers.
Okay.
So we'll do the tiramisu ice cream base, swirl this, a little cocoa powder, which we have to be careful. This guy comes out very fast.
Does that go on in between the layers then?
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
I'm going to do it in between to give it a little bit of extra flavor.
Okay.
And then of course, this will be also what decorates the top.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just
Nice.
how we're going to do it today. And
Yeah.
that's the fun thing. You know what? We could change it up as we go.
That's right.
But I think that'll be fun
I
to
even
try.
offer this as a topping.
Yeah.
Especially when I have
You
tiramisu, I have a little cocoa and espresso powder I can put on top because it just pops it.
I love that idea.
So if I serve tiramisu, I always kind of include that as a
Yeah.
topping.
That's a great idea. I love that.
To me, it makes it so
Yeah.
perfect.
And also visually too.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know it's tiramisu.
People are buying with their eyes,
Oh,
right?
they are.
So when you're
They are.
presenting it and they can Instagram it. So I'm sure the way it looks so pretty,
Yeah.
that's a great way to post it on Instagram.
Yep.
It's all about that, really, right?
Yep.
They're buying ice cream. They
There is.
of course, I mean, I don't want to take away from the flavor of our ice cream. Of course, the
No.
quality, the
Right.
flavor is most
Because you're
important.
buying ice cream,
Right. Which is why we use Carpigiani machines. That's why we're here, because they make the best, honestly. But also,
Not only because we work kind of for them, but
Yeah.
seriously,
now
you've worked on other machines as well.
Yeah.
So have I, and we really do appreciate the
Absolutely.
technology and everything that's put into a Carpigiani.
Absolutely.
So if you are considering any type of batch freezer, definitely check them out.
Absolutely. Yeah. My team, I have a production team of 5 in the kitchen, and my director of production has been with me 9 years.
Wow.
And he started when he started 9 years ago, we had a different brand, and we've had the Carpigiani for the last at least 3 or 4 years. And him and everybody else in the team are like, no way, Carpigiani is truly the best.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm comfortable being here today, because I believe in the product that we're, talking about.
Right. So we have a question. What is the name of the tiramisu that we're using? It is a tiramisu veneziano. It's a Venetian style Italian coffee cake ice cream from Pre-Gel. And I believe this is a sample size that they
Yes.
send. About 640 grams here. You can make a couple small batches out of it and play around with it, like she said. But there are other tiramisu providers out there. Again, I would look for an Italian company that knows what tiramisu tastes like. That's just my personal preference. I have tasted some people's tiramisu, and my wife is a tiramisu lover. I am not as much as she is. Although I love hot coffee, I'm just now turning on to coffee flavored ice creams. I've never eaten one until I made my own.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And now it's one of my favorite flavors. I'm like, okay, why was I not eating this? But the idea there is to just find a good paste that you're comfortable with and that you like and meets those qualifications for
Absolutely.
you.
A lot of wonderful brands out
Yeah.
there, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Coffee is, I love coffee, and I love coffee ice cream.
Yeah.
One of our top 5 bestsellers of all time is Oreo Latte. It is a coffee ice cream,
Mhm.
and it has Oreos. And I
Yeah.
think it's just like the bitterness of the Oreo cookie. I don't know what it is.
We do a
but
cappuccino crater, same
my
thing.
gosh.
It's one of our top sellers.
Yeah.
But I like the cappuccino chip, which is chocolate
Yeah.
chips in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like the crater better because I
Yeah.
like the Oreo taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Ready?
Okay. Hold on.
And I'm
Maybe
gonna
you're
get
ready.
my camera ready too. I'll wait
Do
for
I
you.
have a spatula? Let me grab a
Yeah,
spatula.
grab one of those.
Let me grab a lid.
Hands out, ready. You got
Just
your
don't have it on here.
cocoa powder
Yep.
too. Okay.
All right.
We'll set that there.
So I want to do very small layers. I'm going to put a little bit of this on the bottom.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So she just put a little small batch on the bottom. And that is a great tip if you're trying to get an inclusion. Start a little bit on the bottom because that makes sure that last customer is still getting some of the inclusion.
Do I have to press anything?
You're going to have to press extract, which is
This one?
No.
This one?
Mhm.
Okay.
And we're going to want to do this a little
Yeah,
slower.
slower.
We're going to slow down to 1 here. One
One.
more time. There you go.
Okay. Amazing.
You want to stop
Oh.
it? Do it, stop. That slow? Go ahead and lift it. Sorry.
That's okay. Oh,
Oh, it's real slow.
okay. We got,
Hey, let's go to 2.
yes. That's beautiful. I love the texture.
Very slow.
Okay. I'm just going to do that. It's super
Okay.
thick. Beautiful.
Okay.
And Brian, I think we both like our ice cream thicker. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to extrude it when it's nice and thick as well. But as you can see, I'm going to do like rivets almost in it, like just, and I'm going to add some of the cream, a nice thick amount, a little bit of my powder, if I can get it to go slowly. Yeah, you see, this is what I was worried about, but that's okay. A dark powder, and then we're going to go again, another layer.
Now you're not smooshing that down in between.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to just now, with the next layer, we're going to pat. Beautiful and thick and gorgeous. Wow. Amazing. Right?
Yep. Looks delicious already.
I'm going to do another layer of our cream. Be generous with the cream. I'm going to spread that out a little bit. Maybe a little powder if I can get it to go slower this time. There we go. Better?
Yep.
So I'm layering it, but not as, I don't know. I'm not stirring anything in. I'm not a
Right.
fan of stirring things into my ice cream because I feel like that messes up the texture
Uh-huh.
and all that
And
beautiful,
you do have
you
more
know.
control with a pan sometimes on that.
Yes.
And especially on these machines where it comes out like it does, you have more control.
Yes. Okay. Another layer. So now this is layer 3 already, right?
Yep.
So we're doing it kind of, I feel like a tiramisu. Lots of layers on that.
This is very similar to Dubai chocolate that we're going to be doing next week on our seasonal flavors show.
Oh, a little
Same
bit
idea.
of
It's good. There's
Dubai chocolate is incredible.
Yes.
Okay, now can I turn it up a little bit, do you think?
If you're ready for it.
Let's try.
There you go.
Amazing. It's beautiful. The texture is amazing. So this is great to know the gelato blades are working just fine
Yeah.
with our, I want to just make a little like
And
that.
you can control your extraction like that.
Yes.
Up and down a little bit. That's the glory, right?
I love it.
Of the Carpigiani.
And it keeps the product frozen. That's another amazing feature, honestly, about the
right.
Carpi.
Because again, if you needed that a little bit extra frozen, you can actually hit your compressor button on. It'll come about for 20 seconds or so and then cut off by itself. So it helps you to kind of control that.
All right, hopefully here's our last one. Gonna turn it up.
Probably let it all come out if you can. It's almost, nope.
Did I just press it?
No,
no.
it has
Okay.
that automatic timer on it.
Okay.
If we need to keep it going, I can give you a little more if I won't check it. You ready?
Yep. Let's do it.
Oops, I hit this wrong button. Sorry. I think there was still some in the machine in there, so we want to make sure we get as much out of that as we can.
There we go.
I should back up so you guys can see it coming out of the machine a little bit there. And again, we're using a spatula coming across the extraction window there. We don't want to ever stick anything inside the grate because those beaters are coming, even though it's not very fast now, it's still strong enough.
Oh my gosh, they're so powerful.
Yeah, they would rip off that spatula tip and then you'd have a mess.
All right. Turn it up. Get that little bit out. At that corner there. And turn it off.
Yeah.
Do I press stop?
Stop. There you
Stop to turn it off. Look at that. Amazing. Okay.
Wonderful. Looks
So,
delicious.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to add a little bit more of my cream. And in every spoonful, I should get some of everything, right? And put a little bit of this cocoa powder on top. Amazing.
Mm.
Okay, what do you guys
All right,
think?
folks.
Okay, with the ladyfinger cream. All right. And I guess we have to try it.
Yeah,
So here we
the
go.
best part.
All right. Here you go, my friend.
Thank you. Thank
My
you.
partner in crime. Okay, get a little bit of everything, Brian.
Exactly. Mm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I do like that. Ladyfinger paste or whatever you want to call it.
Cream, yeah. It's
It's-
soft
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it'll stay soft when,
Well,
even when
okay.
it
My next
freezes.
question.
Yeah. Thanks to the icing, there won't be any iciness to it at all.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you dip the ladyfingers in espresso, they can get icy because of the water.
Yeah.
So is it okay if I
Yeah,
use this around here?
absolutely.
Okay. We're going to put this in the freezer, but I like it because it keeps it soft. To me, it's very similar to actual. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Tiramisu.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Is this thing on? It's in defrost mode. That's okay.
It'll come back on.
Yeah. So that's
Wonderful.
what
That
do you
was
think?
delicious. I mean, they were both great. I'm
Good.
like, I don't know which one I would pick now.
Good.
So I'm curious to see after they freeze up a little bit more for us here, what the flavor is going to be. Because
Yeah.
like I said, tasting it here, tasting it there, and then
Yeah.
tasting it once it's frozen,
Yeah.
all changes.
Mhm.
So I think that, I don't think this was going to change too much. I think you hit the
Yeah.
nail on the head with most of them. I hope that they turned out the way you like them to turn out.
I'm very happy with the
Good.
texture. Was my big thing to figure out how it would be with the gelato blades. It's perfect. I think they're creamy, and I think they will actually mature a little bit in flavor when they do
Yeah, and
freeze.
that is true.
So-
Flavors do that. Well,
Thanks
we
for-
appreciate
yeah.
you coming and showing us
Thank you
these
so
beautiful
much.
flavors, and we hope you get to come back and
Thank
show
you.
us some more of wonderful flavors from Andia's Ice Cream in the
Thank
Raleigh-Durham
you.
area. And
Yeah.
we appreciate you all sticking with us. We went a little bit over today, but that's to make up for our delay last week or last time I was on. So we invite you to come back next week. I believe it is already, where we're going to be making the Dubai chocolate and the ube flavors. So we'll get to a little bit more practice with the layering, just like you did with the tiramisu with our Dubai chocolate. So we wish you all the best for the great week ahead, and hopefully see you next week.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.